Good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to another Esoteric Influences for, let's see, what are we, Tuesday today, the 25th of August, 2020. Little Mars energy today. So it tends to bring up conflict or the need to rise to the occasion when maybe it's just better to back off. The seven numerology suggests finding balance and taking an observer role today as we allow the dust to settle before reacting. Um, Avoid an emotional response when one that is more strategic really is required. And that's going to be true going forward here in the rest of the reading. For those people on a seven life path, it describes someone who's analytical, thoughtful, and a truth seeker, especially involving spiritual truth, which I think that is sorely needed right now. I think that when we try to process everything through the ego, it doesn't work very well. Too subjective. Too self-dealing, and I think that it doesn't really serve the bigger picture of what we're all dealing with right now. The rune today is Gebo, uh, balanced energy exchange, a water element rune, looks like an X. Basically, though, it's Kenaz in all directions. If you look at it this way, I'll do that real quick. So it's the light of spirit expressed outward to others. It means, again, balanced energy exchange with others, a link. It involves marriage, partnership, gift. It's thought of to be the gift. If you want to look at the key word for it, it's the gift. It's also reciprocity. And that's just an interesting word. You know, it's another way to say balanced energy exchange with others, but it really makes that whole exchange personal when you think of it in terms of reciprocity. So think about that today when you're dealing with other people. Scorpio today, well, not anymore. As of 5:48 a.m. this morning, my time, the moon moved from Scorpio to Sagittarius. I, however, was awakened by the roosters at 4:54 this morning because I looked. It said it was at 4:51 the other morning. It's like, God, can't you just at least do it like maybe after 5:30? Anyway, roosters, they're fun. They really are. But not at 4:54 in the morning. Anyway, as the moon travels into Sagittarius, you may feel the need for adventure or independence, particularly as life continues to be stressful as you navigate issues around the pandemic. I know we were talking about it last night because of the smoke. We can't go out. It's not, and so that adds to more restrictive movement because of the pandemic. And so it's like, double whammy. And some days it just gets to you, right? I mean, it does. We're human. It does. Find a creative outlet, though, that indulges your independent nature, but does so safely. Some people are taking virtual tours are available online for like botanical gardens and other places like that. I think they're also available for the European libraries, on universities and all of that, that are like in England. They have a lot of their university. Well, all of them are very, very old. They've been there forever, and so you can go into their libraries sometimes in a virtual tour and see what they have. They're just stunning, and so. Depending on what you're into, there's lots of ways to fulfill your need for independence today. That's also the moon square the sun and semi-square Jupiter, which is in retrograde. Remember, 8 planetary bodies in retrograde, and Mercury's approaching. So anyway, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, one of the reasons I include human design in these readings is because of its tendency to see the situation from the standpoint of society, or how the energies affect society in general. It can also affect individuals, and when it does, I'll take a more individual focus. But this one, God, I have to wonder if it has to do with the postal guy. Anyway, listen and see what you think. Momentum is building toward a successful outcome or resolution with truth revealed that will result in the removal of forces that are damaging the group. I couldn't believe when I'm looking. I do this for 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking at it. I do them in the morning. This particular one I'll do in the morning. I do the others ahead of time for the newsletter, but this one I do in the morning. Each morning that I do this, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I don't know. Although we may be dealing with a source of many layers here, at some point someone's going to be held to account for the challenges we now face together. And as we see, when the postal service is interrupted, and this guy knows nothing about it. Oh, I didn't tell anybody to go and dismantle the sorting machines. I didn't do that. I don't know who did that. You're the guy in charge. Of course you do. So you got to wonder, is he going to be held to account? Is he going to be removed? Is the pressure to remove him going to become so great after his testimony over the last 2 days or whatever it's been? Is that going to be enough to get rid of this guy? Don't know. He doesn't intend to change his ways. And he told them that. So I don't know what else we can do. As analysis of what has occurred continues, it leads to a reestablishment of social order broken down by undermining and self-dealing. So it looks like, I mean, if they're correct here, if this is what it's saying, then we may see some resolution in this and a return to the Postal Service doing what it's supposed to do instead of what's happening now. And did you read, in Washington State, postal workers went ahead and reassembled the things and turned them back on against orders. So I don't know if we've lost any here in Oregon. I just know that the mail is so disrupted, it's ridiculous. You send a package priority mail, it gets there at least a week later. It's supposed to get there the next day. Sometimes it's more than that, but in my case, one day. That's all. And it doesn't. It takes a week. So now we're down to thinking, well, maybe we shouldn't send, stuff to our grandkids through the mail now until this is resolved. So I hope they get this resolved. My husband needs to bake cookies. It's just what he does. He makes them and he gives them away. And so unfortunately, he's sending chocolate chip cookies to our grandchildren, which I'm sure mom and dad, don't really want them to have them, but at least not the amount that he sends. So we sent less this time, but still. It's grandpa doing something fun for the kids, anyway. So hopefully we'll see an end to the whole postal situation, because that's just horrible. So anyway, I guess that's it. I'm going to go ahead and do the Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune video. This will go up on the blog on the left side panel. It'll also go up on Instagram and hopefully on Pinterest if I've gotten it down to I have to have it under 2 gig, less than 15 minutes and under 2 gigabytes, right? If it's over that, I have to redo it and make it shorter. And anyway, I don't want to have to do that. So anyhow, I want to be able to post this over on Pinterest too. So we'll go ahead and close, and we'll talk again tomorrow. But pay attention to this whole postal thing, or this last part about the human design. Check out, if you don't remember what I said, go over to the blog. I'm going to write it up. It'll be there so you can refer to it. And just pay attention today and see if that happens. So anyway, we'll talk again tomorrow. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another. Wear a mask if you go out, inside or out, around people. Put a mask on. Please, please, please. And blessed be.